98, 99, 100, one more. You got one more, Justin. 101. Whew. That was a workout. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I did over 100 of those. I need my glasses. Oh, that's better. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, welcome back. Today we're here to talk about Linnea Quigley's killer workout, and specifically this new release from Terror Vision Records. I'm primarily familiar with these guys as the company that puts out soundtracks. They do a lot of really cool vinyl soundtracks, which I do have a few of, but they also dabble in movies. We'll talk a little bit about the nuts and bolts of this release here in a few minutes. But Linnea Quigley, first off, I'm a huge Linnea Quigley. I kind of made a little Linnea Quigley stack here. Her and Barbara Crampton to me stand out as my favorite of the Scream Queen era. I love their movies. They're kind of on different sides of the spectrum, Barbara Crampton and Linnea Quigley, but it's the same family of like B-rate movies. But in the case of something like Killer Workout and even Murder Weapon and some of the other stuff, Linnea Quigley really specialized in these super low budget stuff, like these Z-grade movies by David Dakota and directors like that specialized in rubbing a couple sticks together, MacGyvering movies together with a nothing budget and making really shitty horror movies that are fun to watch from a nostalgic place. Some people may know Linnea Quigley as Trash from Return of the Living Dead. She was also in movies like Silent Night, Deadly Night. But then you go a little deeper into the career and some of the more low budget stuff. And then you get things like Nightmare Sisters and Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers and Jacko and Sorority Babes and the Slimeball Bowl-orama. Really fun Z-grade trash. And the one thing about the movies that Linnea Quigley is in, as borderline unwatchable garbage as a lot of her stuff is, she has this charm that makes the movies watchable and fun. She just adds a certain playfulness and innocence to her roles, even when she's doing like being naked the whole time. She's just fun. She really enjoys her work, and no matter how, like I said, no matter how shitty the movie is, she's gonna give her all and she's gonna have fun with it. And that's what you get with Linnea Quigley's horror workout. There's an interview portion on here where she tells the story about how she was on the set of, where did it go? Murder Weapon, this movie I have right here from Vinegar Syndrome, and she was talking to Kenneth J. Russell, the director of this film, although I think he's credited as Hal Kenneth or Hal Kenny or something on this one. But she had just got done filming this big set piece sequence where she's running around with the sledgehammer, and they get done with the scene and she goes back to look at the footage in the monitor, and she's talking to Kenneth, and she says, man, filming horror movies is it's a real workout, you know, swinging this axe and running around all day. And Hal looks at her, Kenneth looks at her and says, you know, they should make a horror workout video. And light bulb moment, 2 weeks later, they were filming this movie over the course of 2 days with basically zero budget. At one point, they actually ended up having to shoot a couple sequences or scenes in Linnea Quigley's parents' house, which is a funny story. This movie basically is a plotless highlight reel of Linnea Quigley's roles, a lot of excuses to just her to talk about her movies, show scenes from them, get naked for no reason, and just have a little bit of fun. The storyline and the narrative of this is paper thin. It's not a movie. It's not even a workout video, really. It's just a compilation of Linnea Quigley appreciation. There's this extended shower sequence that starts the movie out where Linnea Quigley, I suppose, is just getting ready for her slumber party. It's extended. She's just rubbing soap all over her body, and then they go to another scene where she's doing these awkward stretches, and they're showing scenes from her movies, and then there's another slumber party sequences, which involves murders and more clips from her movies and pillow fights. I guess the big set piece of this movie is a zombie dance sequence outside a pool, which was oddly enough choreographed by Cynthia Garris, Mick Garris's wife, and she's also plays one of the slumber party friends. When it comes to a movie like this, you really can't critique it for what it is because it's not really trying to be much. It knows exactly what it is, it knows exactly what it's going for, and it knows exactly what its audience is. That being said, even for this video's core audience, it's still going to be a task to get through. I sat down and pushed play on this movie just by myself, sober as the day I was born, and just watched this as a movie for 50 minutes, and it drags. at a lot of portions. The music is particularly grating. It's these same 1 to 2 pieces of music that just go on and on and on in a loop, and it's so obnoxious to listen to. I actually muted it at a couple points, and like while I was looking at my phone, IMDb or whatever, because it's grating. For whatever reason, that was included as a bonus feature, the isolated score. If I never have to hear the score of this movie again, I will die a happy man. But as far as the rest of the special features, they're great. There's an interview with Cynthia Garris about the cemetery dance sequence. There's a brand new commentary with Linnea Quigley and director Kenneth J. Hall, moderated by TerraVision's Brad Henderson. New 5.1 mix. There's an archival commentary, an older commentary from years and years ago. Archival making of the Killer Workout movie, Fit to Kill interview with Linnea Quigley, Sweatin to the Zombies interview with Kenneth J. Hall, and then there's 3 versions of the movie, which is kind of an interesting thing, and they are quite different from each other. At least one is quite different. When it comes to the version that I prefer, it is the main version. The main version of the movie is 720p. This is the original master tape de-interlaced, which was basically like an old form of compression that they used for analog things, but they've de-interlaced it, decompressed it for a clearer image. It's and scaled using a method that preserves how it would have originally looked when shot. So this doesn't look overly corrected or like with a lot of like digital smoothing. It's a really natural image. It's the best one to me. But if you're feeling a little nostalgic and you want something close to the version that would have been on that old dusty VHS tape that you have, they do have a SD version, a standard version, a direct capture of the original master tape encoded in standard definition. So to me, this looked okay. It was like a really clean VHS rip that still has some of the static and tracking stuff that gives that nostalgic VHS feel. I thought it looked okay, to be honest with you. And then they have an AI upscaled version at 1080p, a new upscaled version with a sharper image. To me, this movie looked like the 480 version with a filter on top of it. So although when you watch it, initially look at it, it appears to have this sheen of 1080p. But once you start looking at it, you see like it's a little noisy and a little artificial and a little like tracy as far as the movements go. So again, it just looks like a filter. Some people are gonna think that looks fantastic and likes that upscaled version. To me, it didn't look as good. Some people may not even notice the flaws that I did with the upscaling, but if I was gonna watch one, it would probably be the made version or just the standard definition. Like I said, the standard definition really has a nice VHS feel to it. So overall, this is a great package from TerraVision. I would not recommend this movie to anybody or anyone who hasn't already seen it or is familiar with the types of movies that Linnea Quigley does. I don't think this is going to find some kind of fresh new audience. This is for the diehards. This is for people who own on Blu-ray movies like Jacko and Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. That's the kind of content that we're after here with Linnea Quigley's Killer Workout. That's pretty much it. Killer Workout, the glorified horror host clip show of Linnea Quigley. Let me know if you guys picked it up. What is your favorite Linnea Quigley movie? And leave that down in the comments below, guys. And I think we're done here, guys. Stay weird. Remember to always be yourself, and I will see you guys in the next one.